Welcome back to the California Winter League at beautiful Palm Springs Stadium in Palm Springs, California. Special guest in the box, two-time All-Star and 2005 World Series champion with the Chicago White Sox, Bobby Jenks. Welcome to the broadcast booth.
Oh, pleasure to be here. Thanks for having me.
Thank you for taking some time out of your busy schedule with us, as this one's grounded on a backhand to Rankin. Rankin can't handle it, and it'll be a base hit for Adrian Sanchez.
So, I mean, those are always tough ones to be to give in base hits. You know, they always feel like I'm very pitcher biased, so if a fielder gets his glove on it, that should always be an error. That's just how I feel.
Number 15, Andre Sperber. You can be the official scorer too. Man. We love to have you up in here, but you've been around here a couple of days and seen really pretty much all the teams so far. Any guys who really have caught your eye in this league so far?
Yeah, there's a handful of guys out here who definitely deserve to be recognized for their abilities and go to the next level. As a nice double play was turned out.
So he makes up for it. Rankin making a double play.
See, even he knew that shouldn't have been hit the first time.
So it'll be a 3-6-1 double play.
Now batting, the left fielder, number 10.
It will be Greg Vaughn Jr., the leadoff batter, returning here in the inning.
Yeah, but go back to your question. There's definitely a few guys out here that are well-deserved who have gotten signed already, being so early in this league's, start of this season. They've shown that they have what it takes to go to the next level.
And you're a guy, obviously, who's gotten to the next level. I mean, what do you think these guys need to key in on to get to that spot?
You know, at their development, it's all about mechanics. The more the times they can repeat the good deliveries, that's key, obviously, at any level, but especially at this level, because it takes time and experience to learn how to pitch. But being able to key in on mechanical issues early is the biggest key for these guys to focus on.
What is the biggest difference that you've noticed in the development from minor leagues to major leagues? Obviously, fair difference. We're seeing a lot of rule changes. What is the biggest difference that you've seen from today since you were in the minors?
That's the beauty of this game. That the mere fact is that the game can change, but the mechanics are still the same, and it still takes the same exact things that it did 100 years ago that it does today. It's being able to be consistent, a consistent delivery, a consistent swing. Taking the right approach to the bat, or the right approach to setting up hitters. The key foundations of baseball will always be the same, and that's the beauty of this game, that no matter what changes, the rules, the dimensions of the field, none of that matters without the key foundations of consistency.
There's a swing and a miss for strike 3 to end the inning. I will hope you'll join us for the second half of this inning.
Yeah, I'd love to. That was too quick of an inning.
Fair. We'll be back. No runs in this inning. And we'll be back with more Palm Springs Stadium, California Winter League Baseball coming your way. Back with Bobby Jenks, World Series champion and two-time All-Star. Quick inning in the bottom of the second, so it's been kind enough to stay with us here for the top of the third.
Yeah, it's a joy to be out here. I mean, that's why we came out here, to see some games, and I get a chance to sit in the shade right now.
So let's talk a little bit about your big league career. Obviously, World Series champion, that had to be a highlight of your career. What was that like?
It's a dream come true. You can ask anybody from 90 to 10-year-olds who want to aspire to be a baseball player, and any ex-baseball player or former or future. That's what you play this game for. It's the love of the game, and to win the ultimate prize, and that's the World Series, and to be able to be on the winning side of one of those, it's such a blessing. It's something that nobody can take that away from you, and that's a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
It's history. I feel like I'm a part of history, and, not just in baseball, but in Chicago. And it's just a wonderful experience.
Yeah, being a native Chicagoan myself, I heard that you were in the ballpark, and I was like, that Bobby Jenks? You kidding me? But like we said, it's a pleasure to have you here. And bringing a championship to Chicago after a over 80-year drought for the White Sox. The very historic championship there.
Yeah, it was such a great experience. I still go back to Chicago here and there. I'll actually be out there again in March. So anybody listening, I'll be heading that direction. But no, I still go back and I'm still received, so warm and welcoming that, it'll always be forever a second home for me. And
Absolutely,
not just because of my experiences there and winning the championship, but how well I was received by the fans and how much that love is expressed both the ways, that how much I love them and they love me back. And it's just such a special thing to have in your life and be able to call a city like that another home.
And there's those Cubs fans that might not receive you as well. We were talking a little bit about that rivalry in between innings there.
Yeah, I talk about that, during the break. It's a funny thing, no matter how old they are. And they'd find out that you play for the White Sox, they are sure to let you know. Oh, okay. I'm a Cubs fan.
Care to weigh in on that, man?
Yeah, that's very fair. I think that's just the wavering Cub fan in me, and just part of the Chicago tradition. Huge, beautiful rivalry between the Cubs and Sox. It can get ugly at times, but more recently has been great as a great line drive. Another quick double play to end the inning here.
I'll stick around for one more because I got a good story about just that rivalry, and I'd love to share.
But absolutely, I'd love to hear it. So down is 1, 2, 3. More baseball coming your way at bottom of the third here at Palm Springs Stadium. Welcome back to beautiful Palm Springs Stadium here, the California Winter League. Here with World Series champ, two-time All-Star Bobby Jenks. So Bobby, you're going to tell us a little bit about the rivalry between Cubs and Sox, also playing with the Red Sox, a little bit of that rivalry.
Yeah, so, obviously, Red Sox-Yankees is one known rivalry. It's going back for so many years. It's a legend of the game in itself. But I tell you one thing from the bottom of my heart: the Chicago Cubs and Chicago White Sox rival is probably better. On a fan, maybe not on a national-wide note, but inside the stadium, they get after it. And it's honestly, back when. When interleague was true interleague, where you play them, only once during the middle of the season, that rival, that you look forward to it, because going into Wrigley, or when they come to, obviously a name change, but they come to the cell on the south side, I'm talking full on riots in the stands, and it was awesome.
Yeah, I used to work at Wrigley, and I'd always try to avoid that crosstown classic. Just don't want to be a part of that.
A lot of the times, I was always ready in the beginning of the game, but I'd sit in the dugout. But that's one series that I went out to the bullpen early, just to sit and watch the stadium and watch the stands. And what's actually happening out there before I'd watch the game. It was an absolute blast, a lot of fun, and that's it. Unfortunately, Chicago series doesn't get the due I believe it deserves for that type of rivalry, but it was something great.
Is there anything you do differently to prepare for a game like that? Because that's got to feel like it's on just another level.
No. I mean, that's one of the things. You always prepare the same, no matter what game it is, and that's kind of the one of the tricks that help you in big situations, being able to go to a routine. Something that that's just comfortable and easy to remember, something that help you mechanically. So you prepare the same, but it's just there's a little bit definitely more excitement knowing you're going into that series, just with the crosstown rival.
So you spent some time with the Red Sox. Your teammate David Ortiz making it into the Hall of Fame. Have you talked to him at all yet?
No, I haven't been. The guys should get a million phone calls, and unfortunately, I didn't get. I've known him for many years, but only played with him for the two that I was in Boston, and but you know what, I couldn't be happier for somebody. He's so deserving. You know what? What's great about David is he's very humble, and it doesn't matter if you got 1 year or 20 years. He treats you the same, and he's just an unbelievable teammate and a great human. And it was a pleasure to have the opportunity to play with him.
Ground ball up the middle for a base hit. And again, we have a new pitcher, Darian Russ. He walked the first batter, and now a base hit here.
2 guys on this inning. When that happens to you as the pitcher, how do you kind of change your approach to really get those key outs?
Knowing that you're still only one or two pitches away from getting out of this inning, being able to keep that on the forefront of your mind is the importance right now. Not giving into the big inning. Obviously, yeah, you know what? Sometimes you're gonna have to give up that 1 run to stay out of a big inning. But right now, it's really focusing on getting that ground ball, getting that help from the infielders that why they're out there.
A broken back ground ball to the first baseman. Only 1 out will be a fielder's choice out at second for the first out of the inning.
And, he's got first and third right now. An opportunity for a 1 pitch, still to get that ground ball out of play and get himself out of this jam.
Number 21.
Staying focused and staying grounded, not letting that moment get to you, pressure-wise. That's why I kind of touched on, in between, is having that consistency, that routine to go to in these type of moments.
And you were a guy who really was you had a monster of a fastball that just knocked guys out. Especially here, you see a lot of guys mixing in their breaking stuff a lot more. How do you feel like the pitch mix has changed since you were in the big leagues?
I think, it's always been that way. I think it all has to do with the pitcher. I was a power pitcher. I was a fastball pitcher. I was consistent, mid-90s to 100. So, not everybody is, got that in their back pocket. So you got to pitch to how you pitch. You can't try to be somebody else when you're out on the mound. And, that's one thing at this age or this development that I think is very important is, first mechanically, but secondly is knowing how to pitch. Not just throw the ball, but learning how to set up pitches, work in, work up, work breaking balls to both sides of the plate. And obviously that comes with time and development, but those are things that you can still learn how to do mentally to prepare yourself for these moments.
Stolen base. As that one goes into the outfield, an errant throw by the back catcher Tanaka, and a run will score. So I have to ask you, as a Chicago legend yourself, you were coached by, I believe, a Chicago legend as a DA. What is he like as a manager?
What you see is what you get. A lot of people always thought that was some sort of gimmick or some sort of act, but not at all. That's just Ozzie who he is as a person. And a lot of critics or a lot of haters out there, they didn't like it or they loved it. And that was one of the things that I always appreciated about Ozzie is he wasn't afraid to be himself. And him and himself is baseball wise a wealth of knowledge. Him as a person, he's a great person. There's not much. There's no secret.
Mm-hmm.
There's not much I can reach for or try to dig down to get.
Yeah.
That's what you see is what you get. That's Ozzie, and that's the beauty of him. He doesn't try to hide who he is.
Line drive up the middle, just past the head of Russ, and stopped by Tatum for a base hit.
And what was your favorite part about just you had about I think 5 years in the minors. What was your favorite part about just finally getting to the big league? What was going in your head?
Now batting.
I kind of came up a little bit different way because with the Angels, I spent 4 years as a starter. I had a little bit of elbow problem. Ended up going to the bullpen, and my first year with Chicago was right after my last year with the Angels, and I was a starter. So the beginning, it was obviously very frustrating because I always picture myself as a starter in the big leagues, and I never had any other thoughts otherwise. And so obviously, things happen for a reason, and at the moment you don't realize it, but there's nothing better that could have happened than what did happen. Coming into Chicago as a closer was something. Well, just being a closer in general, I had no idea how much fun and how awesome it was going to be until it actually happened.
a question I gotta ask you. You worked with Dan Cooper. What did you learn
Oh,
from him?
Don, yeah. Don is a beauty. Coop is he's a New York guy. So when you can get a word in, yeah, that's a full conversation. So a 10-minute conversation, if you speak 10 words, you did a good job. Getting a word in with him is. But another thing, he's just a wealth of information. Been around the game for so long that. It was an absolute pleasure to be around, and it was a blessing to have those opportunities. Coming up, I also had Art Kushner as my bullpen coach. And if you guys know who that is, he spent all those years in Oakland around, at Bash Brothers, Henderson, Eckersley. So he came in, when I came in, he was there. That's who I learned a lot from.
Thank you so much for spending some time with us in the booth. End of the inning, 1-1 here. Lumberjacks versus tied at the end of 4. Again, thank you so much for being in the booth. We really appreciate it. Absolutely glad to have you.
Thank you very much. It was fun to be here, and hopefully next year, if I come back in, we'll do it again.
Sounds good.